Hit some more horns on that hoe, dog. More horns, baby, more horns, man. More horns. In my Funk Flex voice, SoundCloud and YouTube, I need you to stand up.
Is that horny enough for you?
Hard. It's very hard. Right on time.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition. In fact, it is the 112th edition of the No Pyro podcast, brought to you by Slim from 112, courtesy of Bad Boy.
Where the gamers dwell.
Where the gamers motherfucking dwell. My name is Total.
We're going to get sued by GameStop for that, by the way.
I don't care. I put the MF in between it. My name is Total Mac, a.k.a. TBD Mac, a.k.a. Sick Flair. I'm in the building. Happier than EJ Jr. locked into prison for life.
Oh.
Join with me, of course, as always, Swervy Lee, a.k.a. Two Sub Swerve, a.k.a. Pause. Pause. Oh, wait. Let me rewind that.
Hold that one.
Hold on. There was a transaction this weekend. Let me start again. Swervy Lee, a.k.a. Swervy Atmos, a.k.a. One Sub Swerve, a.k.a. Swollen Pow, f.k.a. Yoko Tuna, a.k.a. Young Wingstop. What's good with it, cuz?
Nothing, man. Just had a long day, exhausted, but there's reason to be happy out there, man. So let's get to it.
There is. Lastly, my man got the crispiest can opening mechanism in the world. His name, the Anchor. Don't Chill Drew, a.k.a. EGB, that stands for Everybody Getting Buried, a.k.a. the Applebee's Don, a.k.a. Come on!
I'm going to hit a horn just for that.
Living up to the billing, Drew. I see you, baby.
I'm here. I'm here and I'm crisp. Slinging shit like OBJ.
Come on, man. Let's get it, baby. It is a joyous event, joyous episode. We are here. We were out last week. We got a lot. And when I say a lot, I mean, like I've said it on the other 111 episodes, but today I really mean a lot to go through. A lot.
Yes.
It is technically the second day of fall. It's getting darker outside earlier. Getting colder outside earlier. It's that hoodie season. Gets cold out. Gets bitter. You want to stay in the house. You don't want to be bored in the house. So you want to entertain yourself. Well, over the past couple of months, Swervy, No Chill, and I have been debating back and forth. Sony, Microsoft, Sony,
Stadia,
Switch,
no.
RTX,
Atari.
Where are you going? What are you getting? When are you getting it? Did you get beat out by a bot? Or did you wait in line at your local GameStop for, 8 hours outside with a few other jamokes? But you still got your $50 receipt in hand. This is the time, folks. Pre-orders are now over with. As far as day one exclusives go for the consoles, the PS5, the Xbox Series X, the Xbox Series S. Drew, I'm going to start with you. Did you pop on anything?
All right. So I didn't pre-order anything. I'm going to tell you why. And Mac, you're going to get a joy out of this. You're going to get a kick out of this.
Okay.
So, since we started this podcast, you know where my allegiance has lied. I've been on the blue brand through and through.
SmackDown?
Sony, but you know. But Microsoft released some news, I don't know if it was today or yesterday, that kind of got my interest peaked. And that was their acquisition of ZeniMax. With that and with the Game Pass, I mean, I'm looking at this like, it's really hard to argue with $15 a month for day one.
When I first heard that acquisition, I thought they meant Cinemax. So I was like, oh, I get to get all those movies that I used to miss out on back in the day on the Xbox. Go ahead.
You talk about the softcore porn?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was gonna be on Game Pass.
But no, for those unaware, Microsoft purchased ZeniMax, which is the parent company for id Software and Bethesda. So Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, all these games are now owned by Microsoft. Now, they're not saying that it's going to be exclusive to Microsoft, but what they have said is these games are going to be releasing in the future on Xbox, on Windows, and as far as third-party consoles go, on a case-to-case basis. So now I'm sitting here going, I mean, I'm not saying that I'm saying that scale is looking a lot more horizontal right now.
It tilted a little bit. So what that means is if we want you to have something, we might let you.
Possibly. Because here's the thing, Sony flat out said they're not doing something like Game Pass. They have PlayStation Now, which is, shitty. But as far as putting AAA titles day one on a Game Pass type subscription service, they've already said they're not doing it. It's not feasible. It's not financially sound. They're not doing it. Xbox is. So do I want to pay $70 a game? Or do I want to pay $15 a month?
Here's
a question.
A way to look at it. Oh, sorry, Matt, go ahead.
No. That's all I have to say. Go ahead.
So a way to look at that is everybody knows Sony has great exclusives, right?
Yeah.
But if you take a look at the lineup, how many of those exclusives do you really want out of that? I mean, you don't like every single game, right? So
yeah, it's true, and I have Steam, and a lot of them go to Steam.
Okay, well, I didn't even know you was a PC guy, so you got that too. So if you are a consumer who is looking to acquire both, you can play the few exclusives that you like on the Sony machine and maybe not even fill up your hard drive. And then you can play everything else on your Series X.
Yeah. That is an option. Once again, I'm not totally decided, but I'm definitely, hearing everyone out now. Before, when I was hearing Microsoft's, panel, I'm like, yeah, okay, pal. Hey, keep on going. Yeah, okay. And now I'm like, well, okay, you have some points. Let's hear you out.
So they put their Richard on the table. Now you're like, oh, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah, you know what? When they when they bought ZeniMax, that was a big dick move right there.
BD, Big Dick Energy.
And now I feel like they can sit there and just wait to listen to Sony go, well, we have all these first party exclusives, and we're the masters of storytelling games, and for them to just go, oh yeah, Elder Scrolls Xbox exclusive. Like, they could do that. They could really do that realistically.
Now, this is a huge move because in my eyes, what it proves is if you can pay 7.5 billion, you can almost buy anybody.
Yeah.
But there are some people who I do not think will ever be bought, and there is something Sony could do to counter this. It is not really necessarily. It doesn't have to be on that scale. I was talking to Mac about this a couple days ago,
Mm.
and I was telling him that certain games when you first started out, they started out on certain consoles. These consoles had their homes, like your Konami's and things like that, right?
Yeah.
So what I was telling him is, Sony could have GTA 6 exclusive to their console. And I don't mean buy the company. I just mean have it exclusive to their console whenever that game releases. And I think that would probably match that Bethesda, because Bethesda is great. They have a lot of great exclusives, but I think one GTA 6 kind of trumps all of that.
Listen, Grand Theft Auto was so huge when Sony had their initial showcase to display the PS5. It was the first game. They actually had somebody else to come out and talk about it, and they said we're going to revamp it. It's going to be new. It's going to be crisp. And if you got P4 right now, go on. You get, I forgot, was it like $2 billion or something like that?
It's $1 million a month until the PlayStation 5 comes out.
Yeah,
like, that right there showed me, yo, we're lock, stock, and barrel. We got a real good relationship with Rockstar and Sony. So if they want to kind of match that to say, look, from May to November, you'll be a console exclusive with Sony, and then holiday 2021, great, you can go to Xbox. But I think that would be huge.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the most of what they can do, because let's be real, they're not starving like Capcom was, so they're not going to fund it to where it'll be exclusive, period. But they can lock it down for like a year or so to where it will hurt sales on the Xbox. Let's be real. Grand Theft Auto 5 will now have spanned 3 generations, so GTA 6 in my eyes will be just as huge.
Oh yeah.
I think
Now,
GTA 6 announcement next year.
they're still milking that fucking cow. I don't know.
You know they make their entrance like Hurricane in the Royal Rumble, a surprise entrant.
Yeah, GTA never moves with the rest of the crowd.
Right.
I will say, a lot of people have brought up that video games have become a more profitable medium than even movies. And this kind of shows it. Microsoft paid more for Bethesda than Disney paid for Star Wars. That's crazy.
And the other, what's the name, combined? It was another one.
Marvel?
It was two of them. Yeah, two. I forgot which two. It was a Star Wars and Marvel, or was it Star Wars or something else? But either way, it was two of those entities they bought, and it was more of them combined.
That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy to me. Now I'm wondering how they're going to get a return on that. Now, are they making that much from Game Pass that they are willing to bank that? Because I'm sorry, but Bethesda's not worth $7 billion right now.
Well, let me just say this, Drew. I want to make sure I got my numbers right, but I believe when Game Pass started, they were at, 4 million subs. Right now, I think they're at like 23, 24. Game Pass is the new console to Xbox. The hardware, they're nothing but shells. The money is in the Game Pass. Because if you could put they're showing you their hand. If you could put all of your AAA titles on Game Pass, somebody like you, Swerve, and me would go, well, why wouldn't I get Game Pass? That makes sense. And now,
and look,
3 subscriptions based off that.
I don't want to, suck Microsoft's dick anything or anything like that, because let's face it, like I said, I am kind of a Sony fanboy, but I don't understand how after Microsoft's announcement, when they said all the games you see are going to be on Game Pass day one, that wasn't talked about more. Like in video game industry where it's so slimy and so, hey, we're going to sell you $60 of a broken product. If you want the finished product, pay us more money. Also, we might have a subscription service in this game. Oh, but also buy packs of cards from us that won't be good in a year. Money hungry industry as it is, for them to sit there and go, listen, all these games you see, $15 a month, you get all of them as soon as they come out. And nobody's talking about it. I haven't seen anyone say that's the highlight of the Xbox show was all these games, $15 a month. All of them.
I could answer that question is because all you saw this was even for a blink, was Halo. You didn't see anything else really.
But regardless, I mean, that's all people talked about was Halo. It's like they showed other games. They showed like Masquerade is a game that I'm actually really looking forward to. I'm hoping it comes out to see. What's that?
Masquerade. What is that?
It's the vampire one.
Oh yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that one. They showed a lot of good games, and all of them they said are going to be on Game Pass day one. And that, in my opinion, is super consumer friendly.
A lot of the games on Game Pass are filler games.
I mean, that's to be expected. It's like Netflix. You're not going to get all Academy Award winners. Some of them are going to be shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So out of those 100, I mean, there's a lot of 2D, 8-bit, things that you're going to install, play once, and never play again. So,
but for some people, they like that. They do like that. But when you're telling me that, also anything that's first party that's Microsoft is usually going to be staying on there. Like, am I wrong to say that a lot of their first party games usually stay on there?
Yeah, the first party won't stay on there unless there's some sort of licensing issue with music on a racetrack or something like that. The thing is, though, the voices you hear are people who are considered hardcore, not casuals. Casuals, yeah, you're right. You can reel them in with that kind of stuff. Yeah. But when you talk to somebody who's considered a hardcore, which I don't consider myself that, but I pretty much know, is they're going to say all we have right now is Halo and Forza. You're not sure when those are coming out, or Halo you kind of know, but that's why they've been spending all this time boosting up their library just by buying everybody else's stuff. But so far, you still don't really know what they're working on themselves, other than like the known IPs.
Well, they bought so many studios, though.
Yeah,
so that's the thing.
They're gearing up to make a push. I think I went off on a tangent. You guys didn't mention if you pre-ordered or not.
I did not. I was not able to secure one, but I'm confident that I will have one, or I'll have them both at some time next year. But I'm confident I have one this year.
Yeah, Drew, you mentioning the fanboy Sony person that you are, and I'm just as much as an Xbox fanboy, so I was tweaking out today. If you have a moment, just want to tell a quick story. I'm sending messages to Swerve like, yo, Swerve, T-minus 51 minutes, T-minus 4 minutes. We here. Got enough time to get off the phone, take a break at work. I was able to step away from a second. My fiance is like, don't text me. She's too. And I'm like, okay, we need a safe word. So, because, Bay looked out. She said, here go my information. If you need to get it on my card, boom, here it is. But let me not get two. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, if we get two, we can, scalp one and make the money twice over. But I don't like things like that because I collect vinyl and I hate when people do that. So I don't want to be one of those idiots. Be that as it may, get on Target's website. I'm a huge Best Buy guy. I was sold on Best Buy. For whatever reason, I get on Target. I'm refreshing. I'm clicking the picture, 1058, 1059, boom, 11 hits. I click the picture. I go to checkout. It's running smooth. I could have been ordering fucking Gerber. I get to the checkout. Spinning.
Oh, no.
I go, come on, spinning. Now, mind you, the card information is already in Target's, like my profile. So then I click it again. Oops, try again. Oops, try again. Try it again, spinning. Try it one more time. We need the 3-digit code on the back of the card. Guess who doesn't have the 3-digit code on the back of the card?
Oh no! You just broke my fucking heart right now.
This guy right here. So,
oh my god.
So before all of this, I told Ben, I said, yo, we need a safe word. Safe word was Biggie, like the Biggie bag, like from Wendy's. Because every time I'm like, I get some to eat, she'd come with a 4 for $4 or a Biggie bag. I'm like, here you go with your shit. So Biggie was the word. So I'm like, yo, I'm right here. I'm right here. I text her, what's the 3-digit code? She gives me the code. I put it in, and it's spinning like it's about to go through. I'm like, all right, cool. I got it in my cart. It's spinning. It spins for about 15 seconds. Oops, try again. I keep clicking. I'm getting frustrated by the moment. 5 minutes have passed. 10 minutes have passed. 15 minutes have passed. Same shit. I'm damn near in tears. I'm like, yo, I can't believe it. I was so close. I was right there. I told her, just give me the physical card, and I could have had it done. I could have got it. I didn't get it. And as I'm bitching and complaining and moaning, I get a text, and the banner at the top of the phone says, Biggie. And I was screaming throughout the house, let's go. Xbox Series X was secured.
Get a horn.
Oh, sorry. Playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
Wow. Remember the situation last week where Sony put their showcase together? Oh yeah, orders will go live tomorrow. So I'm like, all right, cool. I mean, I'm not gonna get one, but whatever. So I'm just on my phone at work because I work late, and I'm on Walmart's website, and I'm like, I see the PS5, and it says add to cart, and I was like, what? So I added to my cart. I told Swerve, because Swerve was like, yo, I'm gonna get the PS5 first. I said, well, I got it in my cart. In case you're ready to copy it right now, you can just go in there and get it. I don't think anybody knows about this. At least the mass public knows about this. So I took it out because I was like, it's in there. And I kept clicking, and then by the time I clicked so many different pages, it was gone. I was like, shit. So in comes fiance again. She comes home. Were you with me? No, we were on the phone talking. And she shows me a receipt of a PS5 that somebody else got. She was like, can you believe they got it? I was like, I know. Sony totally dropped the ball. Well, I said it at the time, but it was really the retailers.
Yeah, people were pissed, though, because it was on Sony. They did it on their website, too, I heard.
Oh, damn. Super pissed. So I'm like, why are you showing me this receipt? Like, I don't want this system. Get this out of here. But then I saw Spider-Man. I was like, oh, shit. It looks too damn good. Do I get it? Do I get it? Long story short, we got both consoles, baby.
Are you fucking me?
Raw dog.
Wow.
We are in the building, baby. 2 of them
God
things.
damn. Did she get digital or disc edition?
I wanted digital so bad because I'm like, I don't feel like buying games physically, but she got the physical, the $4.99. So it was the only one that was available. We got it through Amazon that night because there was some guy, I don't know who he is on Twitter, but he was like, links are up through Amazon because we didn't get it through Best Buy, Target, Walmart, or Newegg or anything like that. But we waited till midnight that night, and Amazon put it up at like 11:47 at night, and I was like, I don't know if I trust this link. And then Jeff Keighley tweeted it. I was like, it's real. Go ahead and get it.
So here's my question to you guys. Which one do you think is going to win the holiday season?
I still think it'll be PlayStation.
Yo, I want to say Xbox because Sony has they've dropped a couple balls in the past couple months, but I don't know because they when you still look at the landscape of gameplay and the amount of diverse games they have, kind of hard to argue that.
I'm going to take a hot take and say that regardless of gameplay and all that, you're going to have a lot of parents and a lot of grandmothers going in and getting their kid the new console, and they're going to be looking at the prices, and they're going to get the Xbox Series S. That's going to be a hot fucking ticket. I'm already predicting it. You know, not with the gamers themselves going in, but people getting a game system for somebody as a gift. That's going to be that ticket. When they see that $299 price tag, they're going to go that one, and that's why I think Xbox is going to at least win the holiday season.
Surprisingly so, the king has been the X today. I've seen S's available. I've added them to my cart.
I believe that because, I mean, I think that a lot of people want to actually secure the X, but I'm talking about the people that are actually going into a store to buy a console. They're going to be buying the S.
Got you, Drew. So let's say you went with the Xbox. Could you get a S or an X?
My personal thing is I'd probably look into the S just because the specs don't change too much for what I'm looking for. I understand the memory's not there, but I mean, I'm dealing with an original generation PlayStation 4. You know the fucking memories on that thing. You know, it doesn't have much. So I'm already working with, you know, what I got.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you this question because I want to have a little like a rant. I'm not gonna ask a question. I'm just gonna go on with the rant. People, if you have a TV that has 60 hertz, if you have a TV that doesn't meet the next gen specs for the Series X or the PS5, low latency, 2.1 HDMI, VRR, 120 hertz, native 4K, and you are hell bent on getting a Series X or a PS5, and you are literally fighting tooth and nail with people who have these specs that can be met, this is not the console for you.
Yeah.
This is not. Now, I have friends who don't know what it's not all technical. I go, look, you want to have everything match up with what you're buying, because if you're going to buy a Series X and you don't have the TV to match up the specs, it's not worth it. That's like buying, I don't know, a freaking Escalade, or not an Escalade. That's like buying a G-Wagon. You still trying to put unleaded in there.
I mean, you know, I agree with you 100%. I don't have a TV with 4K. So if I'm looking at the Series X or the Series S, I'm going with the Series S. I'm going with the cheaper option. I don't need 4K because I don't have a 4K TV.
And there's nothing wrong with that. You're getting 1440p at 120 hertz.
Yeah.
If you don't have 4K, that's cool. But please, stop fighting with people like me.
Who just want the best. They just want the best thing without realizing what they... I won't even lie to you. I don't even know what the fuck ray tracing is. I have no fucking clue. Everyone's making such a big deal. I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck it is. So if I get a console that doesn't have it, I won't know any better.
It's not a feature that is like a selling point for me, because if ray tracing wasn't on it, I'd just be like, fine, whatever. But it is nice. But there's
I've
just
never seen it in person, but those enhanced reflections on the screen, they do look pretty cool.
They do. Digital Foundry, if you are YouTube nuts like me, you'll go on there and you'll see they put a video out a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, showcasing what ray tracing is. But I know people with RCA TVs. I go, listen, here's the text. you might not want to get this console. I don't think it's for you. I have a TV. It's 4K, right? I said, yeah, it's not enough. It's just not. It's a next generation console. I bought the One X, and my TV wasn't the best. But when you got full next gen, that's a different monster. You want to be prepared for it.
Yeah, I think that people are just going nuts just to have it, and I think a lot of them aren't even buying it to have it. A lot of them are fighting with you, trying to buy it to sell it.
Well, yeah. Sony said they're going to drop more consoles. I heard this week even. So I don't know if Swerve you're looking to pop on it, but I would keep my eyes peeled because it's definitely going to be released.
Yeah, I've been listening.
I'm looking forward to it. So now I can tell my friends, any console, I'm here.
Nice.
So I thought the easy part was over, but now it's like, all right, where do I put these? What HDMIs do I? It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. What games do I get? I'm not buying 2 games for each system. So, all right.
Now, moving on from the video game talk, I did want to talk about one more thing outside of wrestling before we get into wrestling. Did you hear about Michael Jordan?
Yes, with the acquisition in NASCAR.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Michael Jordan is getting into the NASCAR game, teaming with Denny Hamlin to start his own race team, and Bubba Wallace is going to be his driver.
I'm around for it.
I was actually about to ask you, did you have any opinions on that, or do you follow it at all?
I don't follow NASCAR at all, but I know Bubba stepped away from the faction that he was with before. I forgot the name of it, but
Yeah, he was with Richard Petty Racing.
It was Retribution.
which is a huge conglomerate in the racing world. Obviously, he has something else, up the pipeline for him to make a move like this.
So I will say, because I do follow NASCAR, the team he was with is, let's face it, not a good team. They're pretty much the Atari of NASCAR. They haven't been relevant since the 80s. You're not winning shit in those cars. Now, with the equipment, the sponsorship, everything that he's getting, there's really no excuse for him. You have to win or, pack it in, because he's literally getting the best cars, the best equipment, the best money, literally everything behind him. So he has to show up. That's all my opinion on that.
And I've got 0. So next segment.
Did you want to go to AEW now? Is Max still on the phone with us?
I'm sorry, y'all. The real MVP walked through the door, and I just had to say it later.
I was about to say, I thought he was taking the call.
I didn't walk through the door.
Drew, relax. You're the LVP.
Wow.
Damn.
God damn.
Hey, listen. That is nothing compared to your Nia Jax blast.
True.
Say hello to the No Pyro family?
Not really.
Why not?
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh yeah, she's tuned this out. Let's get into some Dynamite.
Okay. So this week's Dynamite did have quite the main event. But let's get into this. So we start off with Jurassic Express taking on the tag team champions, FTR. Um, this match ended up with FTR getting the win, even though it was a non-title match. The match ended with the Young Bucks kind of distracting, allowing FTR to get the win. So, they've kind of caused Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy to kind of get a loss while it's kind of like progressing them to be in more of a heel turn. It was a good match. Next match that we did have was Frankie Kazarian taking on Hangman Adam Page. Kenny Omega joined the commentary team to watch his former tag team partner take on Kazarian. He was definitely clearly conflicted there in the entire time. Based on the way that he was talking about Hangman Page, clearly he has, no real decision on what he's going to be doing with his tag team partner. It was actually a really good match. Most of the first half of the match really belonged to Hangman Page. He was really dominating the match. And then Kazarian did make his comeback. Eventually, Hangman Page did get his finisher buckshot lariat to get the win. So I'm not really sure what they're planning on doing with, the tag team between Hangman Page and Kenny Omega. But right now, it's kind of up in the air, and that's where they're playing that storyline. Do you guys like Denny's by any chance?
Love it.
All right. Well,
Grand Slam Slugger. Moves over Miami. What's your favorite dish, Drew?
I just like some old-fashioned ham and eggs. And as much as I like Denny's ham and eggs, I love to get them from McDonald's. You want to know why?
What is that?
Because they're served in 10 seconds or less. And that's what this match lasted. MJF beat a jobber in 10 seconds. He then urged people to call him the uncrowned AEW champion and forced Justin Roberts, the ring announcer, to announce him by that name. By the way, this local talent had absolutely no name. He is just considered online as jobber number 7840.
Do you think that gimmick of MJF's is leading to a rematch while Moxley has the belt, or another title shot when someone else is holding the belt?
I think it's definitely going to lead towards another match against Moxley.
And so far, that has not been done yet, right?
No, it has not. But I feel like they're going to try to push it back as long as they can so that they can get more fans in the crowd. They do have a lot of fans in the stands, but, obviously they're looking to have maximum capacity. Seeing as how they're in Florida right now, that'll probably happen in the next 2 weeks.
Wow.
I mean, let's face it, it's fucking Florida. They don't give a fuck.
Well, that was going to be my next question, because don't you wish like a guy like MJF, with all the talent that he possesses as a natural born heel, don't you think he's one of those guys who's maybe suffered from the no fans in the crowd because he needs that heat to be put on him?
Yes, but at the same time, I think he's done a good job with minimal people and interacting virtually. He's definitely one of those people that, on Twitter, make sure to stay in character. So he's done a really good job of staying interactive with the people to kind of keep that heat up.
I was going to say, too, I know everybody has a shelf life and everybody has a run. And I just, it's kind of selfish for me to say, but guys like Jericho, guys like MJF, guys like Moxley, they do better with the crowd in front of them. And I just don't want a wasted motion to happen. I don't want to see a new champion crowned with confetti and we're at 20% capacity. But at the same time, flipping it to WWE even, I would love to see somebody like Keith Lee go over. But again, shelf life. Do you put it on them now with everyone virtually at home, or do you wait for that natural raw pop? It's gonna feel like the first Raw or first show, once fans are allowed back in to at least over 40-50%, is going to feel like that first show after Mania.
As long as they don't blow it. If that show's a dud, they'll let you know.
But I think that's must-see TV. That's WWE, that's AEW, just because it's like, okay, fans are here, you know something big is going to go down.
Yeah.
I personally, wouldn't blame them if they did it earlier than people want it, because you can only keep something in the oven on the keep warm setting before it turns to, leather. So my MJF, Orange, probably your two biggest prospects there right now. They have a little bit more time to keep them relevant before they are at max impact. So I think that I would give it a 3-4 month window before you have to pull the trigger on certain things. I would say where they can kind of stay at this state. But after that, I think you have to start executing some of these, elevate these guys and boost them up with whoever you got in the crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I that uncharted territory for a lot of people. So I am an MJF fan. When I watch Dynamite, whenever he's on my screen, I'm not turning it off. I agree with you too, Swerve. Orange Cassidy is another one. Just because that type of heat, totally organic, and I didn't see it coming. And he's like somebody who I didn't think I could see myself cheering for.
The thing with Orange Cassidy is I do agree with the fact that he kind of needs that crowd, because he needs that crowd to just pop at his shit that he does where he's just not doing anything at all, because that's kind of his shtick. When he just stands there and puts a thumbs up, if you're a casual wrestling fan, you turn it on and you're like, what the fuck is this? But if you turn it on and 20,000 people go fucking apeshit for it, you're like, okay, let's watch this a little bit more and see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, he does definitely would benefit more from it. But I'm just saying, as far as talent is concerned, he's not much of a talker. Am I right? Like MJF's
No,
that guy.
no, he's not a talker at all.
So yeah, I mean, he definitely would benefit more from that, obviously. But I'm just saying, out of that time frame, they probably have to start executing on some of those things. You can only keep a guy lukewarm for so long before they either go cold or they get hot.
Yeah. Well, speaking of things that may be getting cold or hot, Private Party took on Chris Jericho and Jake Hager. Earlier in the night, Matt Hardy was found backstage, having been attacked. He looks to have injured his knee, with Jericho and Hager mocking him nearby. This will kind of lead into a lot of people assuming that that these guys kind of attacked Matt Hardy. But starting the match, Hager started the match. And interesting thing is they kind of made Private Party Speed a better match against Jake Hager's power. So it was actually a pretty decent match in that aspect. But once Chris Jericho came in, he looked like, he just basically took him down, which is something that kind of threw me off with this tag match, because it's like, you got Jake Hager, who's a monster, and he's struggling with these two guys. And then you bring in 55-year-old Chris Jericho, and he hulks up, brother, and just takes out the young guys. Jericho eventually gets the win. After the match, they keep on attacking Isaiah Cassidy. Mark Quinn does get the save. However, Cassidy's pretty beaten up after that. So it looks like they are continuing Jericho and Jake Hager's push for tag team titles, which, it is what it is. Then we got our next match. And this is a match I'm excited to talk about. Thunder Rosa defending the NWA Women's Championship against Ivelisse.
Did you say Ponderosa?
Thunder Rosa.
Did you say Rose is the furniture store?
What? Why? Where do you get that from? I get Ponderosa, but what? Wow.
Well, I thought about that the other day, actually. I was like, remember Roses?
So, fun fact, outside of the ring, Thunder Rosa and Ivelisse are not friends. They don't like each other. They've both bounced around AAA and a lot of the Mexican promotions, and they're not friends. And AEW really wasn't aware of this when they made the match.
Oh.
But they found out. So these two women basically went stiff and actually shoot wrestled the entire match.
Well, Drew, do we have to know why they don't like each other?
They have always butted heads. For what I remember, from what I've heard, they have not gone along. They've just had butted heads throughout the times that they've actually worked with each other. And it seems like when they met up backstage for this show to kind of go over how the match was going to go, it seems like Ivelisse kind of rubbed Thunder Rosa the wrong way. She does have somewhat of an attitude to herself. This is kind of why she's no longer in NXT. And I don't think Thunder Rosa, who was the incumbent champ, appreciated it. So, yeah, Thunder Rosa gets the win. But, man, these girls beat the fucking shit out of each other.
I was hoping you would tell me that they both oversold for each other like Shawn Michaels and Hulk Hogan.
Jesus Christ. No, I mean, that would have probably been better for AEW. Yeah, I think that they kind of like winced at the fact that these women were like legitimately trying to hurt each other in the ring. I mean, it was a good match. It was a hard hitting match. It wasn't something where they were putting their lives in danger.
Would you say it was Smash Mouth?
What's that?
Would you say it was Smash Mouth?
Yeah, I'd say that. They made sure to lay their shit in. Next thing that we have is Lance Archer came out with Jake Roberts
LA
to talk about going after Moxley's AEW championship. They were soon joined by Taz, who made Archer promise to give Brian Cage the first title shot at the belt if he beats Mox.
Yeah, like that's
yeah, I know, right? I mean, Brian Cage is already on fucking AEW Dark. Get the fuck out of here. Okay, kid. Yeah, you'll get the first title shot and then big leagues him and never fucking calls him again.
Yo, Brian Cage is about to be EC3'd, man.
Man, he really is. It's like, where the fuck has this guy been? And then the pay-per-view comes around and he's in the Jobber Battle Royal. It's like, oh no!
EC3 to AEW. So
his music starts with Taz going, "Who can stop the path of Cage?" Motherfucker, everybody can stop the path of Cage. Path of Cage is starting to look like the Detroit Lions right now. God damn.
Whoa, what a Matt Patricia blast right there, Drew. Jesus.
I gotta pull that pencil out from behind my ear and write that one down.
Well, yeah, I mean, shit, you're doing more than he did, and you're actually not even a coach.
Goddamn right. How the fuck do you lose when the other team loses everyone? Moving on, though. Moxley came out and was grabbed by a fan who turned out to be Ricky Starks. He and Cage ambushed a champion in the stands and beat him down until Will Hobbs showed up with a chair to make the save. Will Hobbs, by the way, was an independent wrestler who was part of that Jobber Battle Royal, impressed a lot, and got a contract. Moxley grabbed the microphone and introduced Will Hobbs as one of his partners. He said Darby Allin would be his second partner in next week's 6-man tag match against Cage, Archer, and Starks. So that's where we're at with that. And the last match of the night, we have the street fight best friends against Santana Ortiz.
Santana.
Every time, dude. Every time, I'm not expecting it.
You sure ain't, because I do be expecting it.
So Santana Ortiz showed up. They showed up with skull face paint on for this parking lot brawl. All four of them just started brawling immediately, and they were surrounded by other wrestlers cheering them on. Trent put Ortiz on top of the hood of a car and slammed it on top of him several times before both men hit sentons onto the hood to do more damage. They set up a piece of plywood across the bed of a truck. Ortiz found his signature baton and used it to take out both guys. He hit a slingshot that sent Trent's face into a tailgate. Neither team had the upper hand for too long, so it kept on going back and forth. Eventually, they were getting some blood on them. So, this was a bloody street fight. They made sure to emphasize that. So the cars were getting damaged before Orange Cassidy emerged from the trunk of one of the cars and hit his orange punch to Santana with a chain wrapped around his fist. Chuck Taylor hit Santana with a pile driver on a car, while Trent put Ortiz through a piece of plywood to get the pin and the win. Let's see. Chuck Taylor's mom, Sue, arrived with the repaired van to give the winners a ride home. She made sure to flip off Santana and Ortiz before driving away. What's that?
Little folksy.
Now, a lot of people are saying that this match was one of the best street fights that they had ever seen. In fact, Dave Meltzer gave this his first 5-star match of the pandemic era.
Oh, okay.
Wow. So was that the end of the program, Drew?
That was the main event, yeah.
So I got a couple of things here. Unless I missed it, you can correct me here, but I didn't hear no Zack Ryder, no Rusev. What happened to these guys?
I think that they did like some segments earlier, but I don't remember them. I didn't see the full show. I think that he did do a segment with Kip Sabian. That is a Miro, of course, but I did not see that segment.
Making sure they're keeping them hot.
I mean, they kept them on the program. I'm not sure about hot, but they kept them on the program. He got his paycheck today. Did you guys want to go on to SmackDown then?
Yeah, Drew, you mind pulling it up for me?
Yeah, let me pull it up.
I love that Cassidy is getting the face 1105 spot.
Not only that, but he's also stealing Roman's finisher. The orange punch is literally the Superman punch.
Yeah, but if like orange juice comes out of it, I would be mad.
Like if he was holding like a bottle of Tropicana.
Yeah, like yeah. Like I would rate that over the Roman punch if they did that.
I wouldn't hate that. Okay, so we opened up with the Dirt Sheet. SmackDown opened up with The Miz and John Morrison in the ring for an episode of Dirt Sheet. They said it's their duty to keep the WWE Universe informed and plan to reveal the dirt behind several storylines happening on the Blue Brand. The Miz claimed that he has been trying to help Otis by keeping him on his toes and sending Mandy Rose to Raw so she is not a distraction anymore. He implied that Rose has already been unfaithful with a Raw superstar before Otis made his way out. He tackled The Miz and took Morrison's head off with a big right hand. Tucker showed up to keep Miz and Morrison from escaping before Otis could do more damage. Based on what was seen backstage after the break, it may have been part of a bigger plan by The Miz. Otis was served with legal papers later on in the show. Basically, they basically said that he was assaulted, things like that. So it's seeming like they're using this whole being served papers as a way to maybe get that Money in the Bank briefcase off of him. But we'll see.
Can you imagine that?
What, that they take it off with some weird shit like that?
Yeah, like you being given the Money in the Bank earlier in the month or the year or so, and then they come in like, you know what, kid, we got it from here. Like, give it to somebody else.
We're going to give it to somebody who looks like he doesn't destroy the buffet when he shows up.
Oh, man.
So next match we have was Cesaro taking on Grand Metalik.
Yo, let me just say I hate that name.
What, Cesaro?
Grand Metallic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of a stupid name. So they kind of Mickey James my boy here. They kind of Mickey James Cesaro here.
What did he do?
No. What happened was during the entire match, all they could talk about was the tension between Kalisto and Lince Dorado. They did not pay attention to this match whatsoever. Eventually, though, the referee sent both those guys back because they were bickering so much. This allowed Cesaro to hit his finisher on Grand Metalik and get the win with nobody paying attention to the match. -2 stars. Then we go on to another talk show segment, keeping track to the second one of a 2-hour show. This one is the Moment of Bliss. Alexa Bliss appears to be in a great mood as she welcomed Nikki Cross to the show, despite having attacked her the previous week. Nikki Cross still earned the title shot and even hugged Alexa Bliss as she came out for the interview. So basically, she must have just chalked it up to them being opponents. Alexa Bliss brought up how many times Nikki Cross has lost to Bayley in the last year and asked how she planned to not lose this time. Cross said with Banks, Bayley won't win. So that happened. Nikki Cross then got serious and asked why Alexa Bliss hit her with Sister Abigail last week. Alexa Bliss said she doesn't know how to explain it because she doesn't understand it herself. That's when Lacey Evans came out. She mocked both women until Nikki Cross grabbed her handkerchief, blew her nose in it, and threw it back at her. So I guess this is a bad wrestling term of her being served. But this led to a brawl. What's that?
I can't prove it because I didn't really play the game, but this sounds like a 2K storyline.
It probably is. They got physical back and forth. Ben saw Evans getting a lot of offense to make Nikki Cross's victory feel even more earned in the end. Evans mentioned the Fiend, and this caused Alexa Bliss to kind of like go into a trance, hit her with Sister Abigail, and leave. I don't know what's going on with this whole Alexa Bliss thing, where she just goes into a trance, like she just like stares off, hits a Sister Abigail, and then just like walks off in another trance. But that's what happens.
She's a wrestler who is very capable of being in the women's title picture. Yet, this is another opportunity for the WWE to show everybody, hey, let's show the fans how we really don't give two shits about really good talent and give her this crap to do. I mean, I don't know if I'm seeing her picture with Wyatt in the ring.
So, I guess from what I've heard, Alexa Bliss has actually had a lot of creative input in this storyline. So, she's all for it seems.
Yeah, and she's been in the title picture 100 times. Other people need to be there. So let her do this.
And Bayley?
Who?
I said like Sasha and Bayley and Asuka.
Bayley hasn't been there 100 times.
Yo, Bayley's like a 5-time women's champion, bro.
So the next segment is another talking segment. We get Sasha Banks appeared in a neck brace to talk about her being betrayed by Bayley a couple weeks ago. Michael Cole made sure to remind her by showing the footage again. Sasha Banks said she heard every word Bayley said last week, and she is filled with emotions because they had plans to take over the world and scissor together. I'm sorry.
Ah!
Take over the world of professional wrestling together.
Oh, I just rather not see that coming. Like an RKO.
Out of nowhere, the scissor attacks. She began to cry. She talked about how she and Bayley did so much together before their breakup. I mean, you could put the scissoring in literally anywhere that I'm talking. Then Bayley came out and attacked her from behind with a steel chair. A few people forced Bayley to back off before she was able to do any serious damage. So basically, jobber pull parts.
Our favorite title on the show.
I mean, they're probably just going to get back together in like a week anyways.
No, this is done. But what's the next biggest pay-per-view?
Clash of Champions.
No, that's not a big pay-per-view.
Survivor Series.
Okay, that's where this will culminate. That's where this will culminate at. Survivor Series. Now, I'm almost ready for Sasha to get a new gimmick. But the only time you're going to get a new gimmick is if you go from face to heel. We all know who the heel is in this program. So I don't think that's happening.
Yeah, but you don't want her gimmick to change too much or else you can't have Snoop Dogg sing her in.
Well, she's going from heel to face.
True. I want to see her debut new hair, new attire, new music.
I mean, she dyed her hair blue and acted like that was a huge change.
Maybe she can go out to the City Girls.
Act up. You can get snatched up. Yeah. Keep it 100.
Wow.
I get Mark Henry vibes with that. Act up. Act up.
So next segment, we actually have a match. Sami Zayn takes on AJ Styles. As Sami Zayn came out, he demanded that the announcer gives him his proper introduction of Intercontinental Champion. Styles attacked him from behind and brought him to the ring to get the match going. He tried to hit the Styles Clash quickly, but Zayn escaped. Zayn recovered and almost hit a haluva kick, but Styles was able to counter it and hit the phenomenal forearms on the floor. After the commercial break, we see Sami Zayn hit a stun gun against the top rope. Then Sami hit a blue thunder bomb for a near fatal near fall. Goddamn. The ref caught him trying to use a handful of tights during a pin and stopped the count. This then allowed AJ Styles to get the most devastating move in professional wrestling, a roll up for the win. After the match, Jeff Hardy came out and attacked both guys with ladders. Sami Zayn narrowly avoided a swanton bomb from the top rope before Hardy said their triple threat at Clash of Champions would be a ladder match.
Drew, let me ask you, on a scale of 1 to 10, how done is AJ Styles with WWE mentally?
Scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to say a 9.
He deserves better.
He's already said on his I believe his Twitch stream that he was openly in talks with AEW a while back, and that he does not think he's going to be re-signing a new contract with WWE.
I think if him and before he goes, if him and Sami Zayn fight on pay-per-view, it'll be a match of the night.
Probably.
I agree with that.
But I mean, it's not hard for AJ Styles to get a match of the night out of somebody.
What I'm saying, Sami Zayn specifically, though, I think will.
Doesn't it feel like almost like a WCW implant? Like his character. Sami Zayn. He seems like he could have been with Perry Saturn.
Part of the flock.
He does. He's like the mouth for those guys.
Who better than Sammy?
He's old school to me. I just get old school wrestling from him. He's fully in his character. He works it pretty good. He knows how to sell. He can sell a haluva kick like it's nobody's business. Because every time you know someone's kicking out, I'm right there at 2 with him. Like, oh! The mark of a good wrestler.
Yeah. I mean, Sammy's definitely talented. He just never gets any respect from WWE, it seems.
Yeah.
He's the Rodney Dangerfield of WWE.
Sure. And then we get the main event of SmackDown. Roman Reigns and Jey Uso taking on Sheamus and King Corbin. I feel like we already
acknowledge how retarded these T-shirts are.
Which ones?
Okay, he got show up and win now. Was any thought put into these T-shirts?
A lot of bro. He came up with it. That's got Paul Heyman now.
I mean, come on.
Roman. Yeah, we're gonna have you stop talking on Raw and SmackDown. Paul's gonna come in and fill that void. Show up and win. Paul Heyman would never come up with something stupid like that. And he came up with it when he says it on the microphone on Friday.
And I mean, honestly, I feel like it's WWE just doing another John Cena skit where it's like literally just a new shirt every day.
Yeah.
Well, they are addressing him as he's addressing himself as the tribal chief now, so y'all just keep your eyes peeled out for what I said.
I mean, it'll be interesting. And he'll beat The Rock, and oh man, people are gonna go shit crazy when it happens.
So I feel like we already saw this tag team match, but they did it again. This time Roman actually stayed in for the entire match. It was physical. What's that?
You got a hot tag?
No, he was actually he was on the outside for a lot, like recovering from quote unquote injuries. But he did eventually get back in. I think it was like a tornado tag match. So it was like no real tagging. But eventually Jey Uso got the win with the Superfly splash on Corbin. After the match, they hugged and they celebrated together, and Jey Uso was like celebrating up the ramp. And as he turned his back, you could definitely see like the smile on Roman's face deteriorate to a grimace, to like almost like disgust looking at him. So interesting to see Roman like that.
So Matt, quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you still feel the same way you felt about Corbin? Do you feel that way now?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you was championing him not too long ago. I want to know if you're still doing that.
No, he had a run, and the run is over.
Oh, okay. You quickly.
Yeah, he had a run.
White flag quick on that one.
I think I said it on the podcast when it ended. I forgot what it was. It might have been when he tossed what's his face off that podium. I said, it's over for him.
Because I was getting ready to ask, what is his win-loss record?
I don't know, but it's probably like 5-22.
Gotta be more than 22. 22 would be just this month.
I saw he got new ring attire, and it's like a dressed up like are we doing, bro? Yeah, it's not good. It's not like good for my man Corbin. He'll be in the Rumble. He'll get about 5 or 6 eliminations, and that'll tell me he's still somewhere in somebody's good graces.
He's going out to whatever new NXT call up there is coming out, bro.
Nah.
That's his position now.
He's one of those cats who'll be in there for 25 minutes. One of the last 6 left. That was the main event for SmackDown, right?
That was it for SmackDown.
Let me just say something real quick. Back to gaming for a second. Activision, you've done well. I can't put this Tony Hawk down for nothing.
It's good.
It is damn good. It is damn good. While we're on, or before we get to Raw, I want to talk Big E for a second. Over the weekend, I was trying to figure out, do I buy him as a heavyweight champion? Do I buy him, not even just a champion, but in a feud with Roman? And I was interested to know your answers.
We'll talk about Jey Uso.
No, Big E and Roman.
Oh, Big E.
Like if the Big E and Roman, are you sell me on how it works? Pitch me the idea if you think it works.
I mean, as far as I go, I think if that's going to happen, you're going to have something where Roman not jumps him, but Roman beats him down because of the fact that, he's just like in a match with them. It starts off with just a normal match. Roman goes a little bit too far. After the match, beats him down a little bit. And Big E kind of like loses that smile. Big E needs to get tough. He needs to get mean. He needs to stop doing the kiddie shit. And I think that if you do something where, Roman goes too far and forces him to be more serious, you could get a good feud. But if he's coming out just gyrating his hips, I don't want to fucking see that in the main event. I don't buy it as a main event. I buy it as a great tag team. I buy it as a great merchandise seller. I don't buy it as a fucking main event.
My words exactly.
And that's the problem I have an issue with. Because you can't put New Day Big E in that main event spot. I don't want to see Kofi Kingston Part 2.
That was Kofi's biggest problem. Is Kofi was heavyweight champion, but he was still coming out with New Day, and it's like you had Xavier Woods talking because he's the talker in New Day, but you had the world champion in the background. Like Kofi needs to be the top guy. If he's the champion, he needs to be front and center talking. Have Xavier sit in the back and be, the lackey.
For the fact that they pair Roman and Paul together, it shows me they have some type of head on whatever shoulders back there and the creative. So they've got to go ahead and go back to that well and get something for Big E that works for him as far as a singles push is concerned. Because if my man is out there on his kente cloth, on his leotard, I ain't with it. It just doesn't work.
It's not even so much that what he's doing now doesn't necessarily work for him as far as fans reacting. I think, I don't want to speak for Drew, but I think that I feel that way just because, those type of happy faces typically just don't last.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can get a title shot, but you're not coming home with it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like the good guy, like she'll dance with you, but she's going home with the dirt bag. And that's what you got to be. You got to be the dirt bag in order to get the championship. So
Well, that's why not Drew Carey, but Jim Carrey has been divorced so many times. It's like, yeah, he's a funny guy. He can get you in the room, but he can't make you stay because he can't turn it off. And it's like, okay, I'm done with this funny shit. Be serious for just a moment.
I didn't know where you were going with this angle, but I was like, Drew Carey, okay, Jim Carrey, okay, where are we going? Okay. But no, yeah, and it's such a surprise when he's like, oh, the world's coming to an end, and people are like, oh my God, are you serious? Jim, are you okay? So no, I hear you. Say it again?
No, I'm sorry. Did you have anything to say about a possible Big E storyline, or?
No, I agree with actually both of you, because that was my issue with. I don't want to see Dolph Big E. I don't want to see New Day Big E. I don't know in what world a singles Big E works to compete probably the best heel on SmackDown right now, because it's coming up the pipeline.
I think that what would work, but you would kind of have to have at least one of the New Day members active, and that would be for Roman to go after one of them and put him out himself. That would give Big E motive enough to kind of, all right, I need to shake off you know, the funny business and get serious. He doesn't really have, you know what I'm saying? Like he doesn't have anything to care about, or something that Roman can go after right there. So that's what I think the issue is.
Yeah, I don't want to see Big E who claps in the ring, and I'm
Yeah.
not of the New Day. I'm just saying, all right, if you're gonna put the veil on him, let's go all the way there. Let's not half-ass it.
Remember, cheerleaders don't get Super Bowl rings, so I don't want to see somebody clapping and dancing. I want to see somebody actually coming in there with a goal of, I'm going to kick your ass and win the world title, not, hey, well, I'm going to make these fans dance and jive and shit. It's like, no, be serious.
Look what happened to Brodus Clay. Now he's hosting a show on Fox News at 11 p.m. on Saturdays.
And he was in that OK Purge TV show.
What the hell is that?
The Purge movie, The Purge. They had a TV show on USA Network, and Brodus Clay was in it.
Brodus Clay has a weird looking face.
He does. He has a weird looking fucking face. Did we want to go on a dirt or raw?
Let's go to some dirt.
Dirt time.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Let's get dirty.
Okay, so let me ask you guys something. Let's say you know a woman who watches wrestling. Let's say she has a lot of cats. What would be best for her?
I don't know, become a fangirl of Natalia?
How about wrestling themed wine? For the pretentious wrestling fan in you, a group called Wines That Rock is releasing 2 wrestling themed wines, one with the Undertaker on the bottle, the other with the Ultimate Warrior. So if you know, crazy cat lady who watches wrestling, that's right up their alley.
Hold on, what? Bae, are we just drinking a bottle of wine with Undertaker face on it?
Sure.
Wrong person to ask.
I care about the inside of the bottle, not the outside.
Okay.
I can almost guarantee that if the Undertaker is on that bottle of wine, it is not going to be quality wine. I can almost guarantee that.
What do we got?
Bloodsport, which is a wrestling promotion being set up by Josh Barnett.
And my favorite movie.
That is correct. It has 2 competitors already announced for it. Now, if you don't know, Bloodsport is supposed to be sort of like a shoot fight wrestling event. So you got guys who are actually like kind of like shoot fighting, almost like UFC, but with wrestling. What's that?
Like
I'm sorry, what was that? Sorry, I keep on talking over you guys. I'm sorry, what was that?
Oh man. Oh my stomach. Oh shit, Drew. Damn.
I was legitimately asking what you asked.
I was saying like bare knuckle boxing.
Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
So the first 2 guys who have signed on to do this are Davey Boy Smith Jr. and AEW champion Jon Moxley.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's gaining some traction.
Now, how does Cody feel about this?
Guess he has. I guess part of his contract is that he is okay to take independent bookings.
Can't wait till he has to come out on that Wednesday with that championship in his hand, tears in his eye. Saying, yeah,
well,
guys.
he's going to be wrestling Josh Barnett himself, so I have a feeling that Josh Barnett's not going to be injuring him or anything like that. So right now, the 2 matches that have been signed are Josh Barnett against Jon Moxley and Minoru Suzuki against Chris Dickinson. Now, it looks like these matches are knockout or submission only. Also, former Ring of Honor Women's Champion Killer Kelly. You know what? I thought that was somebody else. I apologize. Killer Kelly is also part of this, so we're going to have female wrestling matches on this as well as Jeff Cobb will be appearing. So it looks like it's going to be something decent.
Cobb.
He just yelled Cobb.
Corn on the cob.
Oh. Jim Cornette has issued a cease and desist to AEW. Any thoughts on why?
Cornette, how about you issue a cease and desist from guys banging your wife in front of you?
So one of the guys who got a huge kick out of Jim Cornette telling guys to bang his wife is Joey Janela. Joey Janela and Mac's favorite wrestler, Sonny Kiss, are in a tag team together. They've decided to name their tag team the New Midnight Express.
Oh boy.
Jim Cornette has the copyright trademark on the New Midnight Express. So the fact that they're calling themselves the New Midnight Express is not tickling him well. So more to come on that one.
I'm waiting for the YouTube clip. So I just want to see his fucking blood boil.
Motherfucker, they came out as the New Midnight Express and Ricky and Bobby. What the fuck they think you're doing? Just fuck my wife.
Long dick style.
Sure, dude.
So speaking of jumping off the Titanic, Stephanie McMahon has sold 43% of WWE stock.
Damn.
At a time where the stock is the lowest it's been all year. So 43% of her stock she's made $2 million on, which sounds like a lot, but when you're selling 43% of your share of $1 billion company, you probably should be getting more than $2 million back.
I was going to say, it doesn't sound that much to me.
It's probably not a lot to her either. We got some Roman news. Roman Reigns is scheduled to be debuting new ring attire, and new music for Clash of Champions.
Oh shit!
That's what I'm talking about.
It's official then, baby.
About to get the Mana gear on.
So the same Zoom meeting a Zoom interview that he stated that he's going to be having new ring gear and new music. He also stated that the storyline that he's in with Paul Heyman can really go anywhere because him and Paul are kind of controlling the storyline. So he's working with Paul, who's kind of writing the storyline for him. So that's kind of interesting that it's not something where WWE's writers are writing it, but it's really Paul's firsthand, hands-on approach. I'm interested to see where that goes now that Paul Heyman is writing his own storyline in this matter.
This is the biggest move since Microsoft bought Bethesda.
Well,
I got 2 consoles. Shit. A Sony at that.
2 console Mac.
Did I earn a new AKA?
Your new AKA is 2 machine Mac.
2 machine.
Because that sounds a lot better. Console Mac just doesn't run off the tongue. It doesn't just roll off the tongue. It's 2 machine Mac.
I'll take it.
It's a work in progress. We'll figure it out. Last thing that I have, Retribution.
Oh boy.
We're going to get into it. But the reaction backstage to their reveal is not what they wanted at all. Apparently, majority of the staff and wrestlers backstage who watched the segment found it comical at best. In fact, a few people were openly laughing in the grill position backstage. So I went invest in Retribution t-shirts. I wouldn't expect to see the stable lasting long, but we'll get into that with Raw. Do you got anything for Dirt?
I've been hanging up right next to my core t-shirt.
Oh no.
Not them.
Oh, by the way, Wade Barrett signed a full-time deal for commentator with NXT.
Wow.
I'm afraid I've got some bad news.
What news is that?
Wade Barrett won't be wrestling. Only talking.
Yeah, no. You scared me for like 2.5 seconds.
I was only using his catchphrase.
Okay, so do you got Raw pulled up, or you want me to pull it up?
Nah, yeah. If you can pull that up for me, I'm kind of tired.
Right. Okay, so let's fucking get it. Let's get it done right now. Hang on, I'm just loading it up right now.
I did see the results earlier because somebody told me don't watch because it was god awful.
Oh, just so you know, there is an email from the avid listener.
Okay, so let's see. Sorry, it's just loading up right now.
He told me earlier.
So we're going to start off with Retribution. I do know that we start off with them. God, I'm so happy that we start off with them. So Retribution starts off with Revolution by commentator Tom Phillips that WWE has offered contracts to Retribution, but not to all of them. Just their 5 main members, the ones that are actually wrestlers. So they come out looking like they fucking love The Dark Knight Rises. Because they're all dressed like fucking Bane.
So they redid Dean Ambrose's outfit?
Oh, dude, it's fucking fantastic. It's fantastic. So it looks like we have new names for them as well. So one of them is named Mace. One of them is named T-Bar. One of them is named Slapjack.
Stevie Ray, let's get it.
And we don't have names for Mia Yim or Mercedes Martinez yet, but the male members of this roster, Mace, which is, let me see who Mace is. I'm not sure which one was Mace. I'm not sure which one is which, but yeah.
That's the young Harlem Ninja with the Dolby sound.
So according to Urban Dictionary, by the way, according to Urban Dictionary, mace is a heavy spiked metal club used for breaking heads, a suitable substitute for the pepper spray. T-bar,
a Nintendo 64 game.
That's correct. T-bar is when one is wearing a thong / G-string, they sit down, it sticks out, and you see a T-bar.
Oh, I love those.
And slapjack is the act of ejaculating in one's hand, then slapping another person in the face. So these are the names.
Object that Stevie Ray had. It's not the solo. Wait.
No, I mean, yeah, no, that's what Stevie Ray had, but that's also what Urban Dictionary classifies as a slapjack. So that's what one of the members of Retribution is called now.
Palm jizz.
So the five Banes had ominous words for the Hurt Business before they interrupted. Bobby Lashley said he was not afraid of the group because they're hiding behind masks. This led to the emergence of more members and a beatdown of the United States champion, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander as they headed to break. This segment was critically panned by every wrestling fan who watched it. I have not heard one positive thing about this segment. If you have not seen it, take time out of your day, fucking watch it. It looks like a mesh between Bane and Mad Max Fury Road. It is awful.
What do you mean, like Tom Hardy movies?
What's that?
So you just mean Tom Hardy movies?
Yeah, except I wish this was Inception and I can get the kick and wake up.
Well,
he was in that too.
Here with the Hurt Business, that it's not gonna be worth the fuck.
Well, yeah, you know, if you're going against the Hurt Business as your first angle, it's not going to be great. Like, you're not going against the top guys. It's not like you're beating down Drew McIntyre. You're feuding with the fucking Hurt Business. Like, come on. Right. I'm MVP. I was in my prime 15 years ago. Kill me now.
I think they would be buried even quicker if they was going against Drew McIntyre.
I mean, at least they're debuting him on top. Like, god damn. It's like, hey, we're like these rebels trying to destroy the show. We're gonna beat up MVP and his crew.
Don't you realize when you debut on top, you fall just as quick as you were there?
Yeah, but at least with like a faction, it's okay. Debut him in the middle. Don't debut him with the fucking Hurt Business.
Well, isn't that the middle? I mean, come on. He's a U.S. champion right out loud.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Triple threat match for the number one contenders for the tag titles. We had Angel Garza and Andrade teaming up to battle Seth Rollins and Murphy, and Humberto Carrillo and Dominic Mysterio. Andrade and Garza got the win. This is after Zelina Vega left the group, by the way. So they're without her and getting a number one contendership for their belts.
She left the firm? Damn.
You said she left the firm.
The next segment we have is the Kevin Owens Show with Shane McMahon. Kevin Owens welcomes Shane McMahon to the latest edition of the Kevin Owens Show. Noticeable tension hung over the segment. Their past issues clearly not behind them. McMahon blown up as if he just wrestled an Iron Man match against 1996 era Shawn Michaels. Huffed and puffed his way through the segment, promoting Dabba-Kato versus Braun Strowman later tonight on Raw Underground. Before introducing Dabba-Kato to the Thunderdome, Owens slapped. What's that?
I don't particularly care for avocados, man.
Okay, moving on. Owens slapped Kato, and then introduced Braun Strowman. McMahon tried his best to keep the massive competitors apart until Underground. Aleister Black then took advantage of the distraction, attacking Owens and crotching him around the ring post on 2 separate occasions. I want to remind every single person listening that just 2 weeks ago, Braun Strowman was in a main event for the Universal Championship, and now he's here. Started from the top, now we're here.
Well, Strowman's always.
Yeah, I guess I'll just fucking go fuck myself now, right?
I was just talking.
Not even a laugh.
Well, I mean, in your eyes, he was never supposed to be champion in the first place. So.
Yeah, but I mean, aren't I kind of right? I mean, fuck, like you went from the championship match to Raw Underground.
I'm sure it wasn't his choice.
Wasn't he like a fill-in anyway?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's cool, whatever, but I'm putting him in a stopgap category as far as champion. Like Kane when he lost it on Monday to Austin the night after.
He got it back 12 years later, though.
No one, unlike the 21st of September, no one remembers.
Oh, man.
The next segment we had in Raw is for the second straight week in a row. WWE burned through Keith Lee versus Drew McIntyre. Once again, with the stipulation that if Keith Lee gets a win, he gets a title match against Drew McIntyre if Randy Orton cannot compete Sunday at Clash of Champions. Of course, if Orton is cleared to go, he challenges McIntyre in an ambulance match. Thus leaves Keith Lee on the outside looking in. Heading into the break, McIntyre dropped Lee across the announce table. Back from commercial, Lee rocked the champion with the forearm to the jaw, a part of Drew McIntyre's body with an established injury. McIntyre recovered, countering a spirit bomb with the head scissors. They both exchanged blows and hard strikes until Keith Lee flattened the champion with a lariat for 2. This is my chance, Drew, Lee exclaimed as he set him up for the spirit bomb. McIntyre escaped and delivered a Claymore, just in time for Orton to appear and deliver a chair shot for the disqualification. As he added the running punt to Lee for good measure, as artificial boos rained down from the sound system.
Triple threat. Triple threat. Triple threat.
Fight forever.
This is boring.
You deserve it.
I can't think of another one.
So the next match we have is Mickie James taking on Zelina Vega. The winner gets a championship match against Asuka for her women's title at Clash of Champions kickoff show.
And just like that, she's going from unranked to rank number 2.
Zelina Vega got the win, and with that, she will be facing Asuka for a women's championship on the Clash of Champions kickoff show.
Rank number 1, my bad.
Well, Mickey James is that grandmother who always got the oatmeal cream pie. Ready
Whoa.
for you. When you ready to come over after school?
Definitely had that cream pie back in the day.
And she's the grandmother that will defend you when mom being too tough on you. Like, come on now, leave that boy alone. Whenever they need her, she here.
I mean, moving on from Mac's grandmother getting cream pies all night, we got Apollo Crews versus Cedric. Hey, you said it, not me. You said it.
I don't know which one was worse, the Drake line or that. They were equally as bad.
Well, let me just say this. While I introduce this next segment, you can decide. Let me know afterwards which one was worse. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We got Apollo Crews versus Cedric Alexander. My vote is for this match. After a video package in which Bianca Belair outworked a male counterpart at the Performance Center and Beach High Jinx with R-Truth and 24/7 champion Akira Tozawa, Apollo Crews and Cedric Alexander squared off in the latest chapter of their battles with the Hurt Business. Alexander withstood an early onslaught from Crews and seized control coming out of the commercial break. A frog crossbody by Crews turned the tide in his favor until a taupe suicida had Alexander rolling late. A brief confrontation with Ricochet on the floor led to Crews scoring the roll-up for the win. After the match, the Hurt Business recovered some heat, brutalizing Crews and Ricochet as they sent a message to Retribution. Lashley added injury to injury, applying the Hurt Lock to Crews ahead of their match at Clash of Champions. So yeah, that's that.
Would they have gotten sued if they would have just named it Hurt Locker?
I imagine so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Next match, the next thing that we have is Seth Rollins promo.
Seth
Before
Rollins,
that,
Movich.
what's that?
I said Seth Rollins, aka Young Maury Povich.
Oh, okay, we're doing that shit again. Ray's wife got around, right? Okay, I'm just gonna say it. Apparently, but by WWE standards, she did because we got another one of these motherfuckers. But before this, Raw Underground kicks off with Arturo Ruiz battling Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler putting the martial artist down for referee stoppage. Back inside the Thunderdome, Seth Rollins made what's that?
I'm just laughing at what you said. Go ahead.
Seth Rollins made his second appearance of the night, a yellow envelope in his hand as he enters the ring. After inviting the Mysterio family into the arena, he revealed that a DNA test has proved that Ray is not the father of his daughter, Alea. So if you're keeping score at home, Rey Mysterio has 2 children. WWE have confirmed that apparently neither of them are his. So,
Maury, look at his nose. He got the same eyes, Maury. Come on, Maury.
I can't wait till they have their custody of Leah match.
Oh, can you imagine custody of like a 23-year-old girl? Oh man. You know when he's like, "Hey, she's not your daughter." Ray just gets up. Oh shit! Oh, just starts running all across the fucking arena.
With the
I think it's 18 years of child support old. So man, let's go and have this match.
So not a good look for Mrs. Mysterio in this viewpoint. He went as far as the show.
Ray was on the road a lot, and she was lonely.
She was on a few other things. I guess a few other wrestlers, including Eddie Guerrero, have been enjoying the smooth sounds of WAP while Rey Mysterio's out of town, huh?
The smooth sounds of WAP.
He went as far to show a brief moment where Leia Mysterio consoling Murphy after last week's steel cage match. Um, Alaya and her mom Angie walked off in disgust and confusion.
I
Followed by
love pronounce their name like
Yo, he's jacking it up every time. Like, dude.
then name your daughter something I can pronounce. Goddamn, not my fucking fault. I ain't name her. So Aaliyah and her mom Angie walk off in disgust and confusion, followed by Dominic and Ray. Rollins laughed, flashing a brief grin as the plan came to fruition. I guess his plan is to destroy his family again. I really hope we get another ladder match. I would fucking love that.
Rey Mysterio is almost a bad father as Jeff Hardy is a bad person who needs to stay away from sobriety.
Oh man, I don't know who's the worst father at this point, Rey Mysterio or Jerry Lawler, but I mean it's close.
Easy, Drew.
It's fucking close, man.
Jesus, he lost a son.
I mean, so did Rey Mysterio. He just found out he wasn't his. Dominic lost a father.
Now, does this? I want to ask, and let me know if I'm reaching. But do we see any tea leaves in my story where Ray turns, or will Dominic turns on Ray?
I don't know.
I don't know. This is going longer than I thought, so I was go ahead and say, hey, it's possible.
I would hope that he does. But then that would make this worth something, because I don't see the end here.
So you talk about like Dominic versus Ray at WrestleMania?
I'm talking first Ray versus
with a Mysterio in each corner.
Well, right. Seth versus Ray, and then Dominic saying, "Daddy, you ain't shit," and then he comes and joins Seth.
Oh.
Wow, you really cheated on Mom? Wow. Yo, he wasn't lying? Damn. Damn, Daddy. Jackson and Best Man vibes, you know what I mean? You see that movie, Swerve?
What'd you call it?
Jackson in the or not Best Man in the what movie is that? The Brothers?
It might have been the Best Man.
No.
Oh, with Jackson? Yeah, it was. It was the Brothers.
The next thing that we have is another great segment. We have Lana and Natalya in action taking on Shayna Baszler and the one-woman wrecking crew Nia Jax.
Back on her name, bro.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. So we have Lana and Natalya taking on Shayna Baszler and the atomic bomb that wiped out Hiroshima. Let's have a moment of silence.
You need to call her Young Cheeseburger. You know what I mean? Thick. You ever had a milkshake from Cheeseburger, bro?
I apologize. Lana and Natalya take on Shayna Baszler and Young Cheeseburger.
Milkshakes is thick, cuz. I'm talking John Sally Bad Boys 2 glasses. That kind of thick.
So are wrecking balls.
Drew, you are a hater, man.
Anyway, Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan watching from the commentary position. The women's champions battled Natalya and Lana. It was a fucking squash match. At this point, Lana and Natalya are like one loss away from hopping on that Denny's Grand Slam menu.
I thought Natty was always a everyday Grand Slam.
Yeah, but she's about to go from like Natalya to Natalie from Calgary. Local talent.
First time caller, long time listening.
Local talent right there. Yeah. Hey, I'm a local wrestler. I'm just looking to get on the show. I'll do anything you want. Will you wrestle Nia Jax? Okay, well, I'll come back when you have work for me.
Doesn't she have to go take care of Tyson Kidd?
I think he still works there as like an agent or something, but like, don't spook him because he can't turn his neck. That was mean. That was rough. I'm sorry.
Oh, you are an asshole.
Speaking of Tyson Kidd, though, man, it's commonplace, man. Those Samoans, man, they'll fucking hurt people. They are unsafe as fuck.
Shut the fuck up, Drew.
So next segment, we had Asuka taking on Peyton Royce. So apparently WWE remembered that Peyton Royce was on the roster this week. So they booked her in a singles match with Asuka. Billie Kay watched on from ringside supporting her former tag team partner.
So they were broken up, not really.
Yeah, they're broken up, but not really. They wrestled a match against each other, so that's something. But the newly aggressive Peyton Royce scored a near fall at one point and then countered out of the Asuka lock for a roll up for another 2. Now, if you don't get the win on a roll up, you're going to lose. Royce then scaled the ropes, but Asuka blasted her with a kick. They wrestled a little bit. Asuka sought her finisher, but Vega interrupted for a disqualification. Asuka pressed the back elbow, but Selena Vega dodged it and headed up the ramp as Todd Phillips announced that their match would be the Clash Champions kickoff show. So that's like a fart in church. It's like, oh my gosh, they had such hype. Tune in to kickoff show. Yeah.
Pretty soon it'll be kicked off the show.
And now for our main event, in quotation marks, with asterisks everywhere, because this should never be a main event anywhere. The Hurt Business took on Retribution.
Freebird rules?
No, but it should just be Freebird as in not wrestling, because goddamn, this is just some bad shit. It's such good shit, goddammit. Retribution dominated Alexander until the hot tag to Shelton Benjamin. He started to get a comeback for the Hurt Business. Retribution again isolated the opponent, this time cutting Benjamin off from his teammates. Benjamin created separation.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, he did. What year is it? 2004?
Oh, shoot. I thought for sure you was going to say MVP last week. Oh, man.
The gold standard. So he tagged Lashley into the match. U.S. champion built momentum. Retribution then hit the ring, drawing the DQ. So when they say Retribution hit the ring, the other lackeys, or let's call them Dark Order creepers, hit the ring, drawing the DQ. Drew McIntyre rushed the ring with the Raw roster, making the save and cleared out the ring of the heels. As McIntyre turned around, Orton came out of nowhere and hit an RKO to close things out. So the Hurt Business did get the win over the Dark Order via disqualification. I'm sorry, Retribution. And that's where we leave Raw.
Dark Order.
Very anticlimactic.
Yes.
Let me go back to SmackDown for a second. How long do you guys see this heel Roman Reigns angle going on for?
I can see it going on for a while. As long as it doesn't get stale, which, I hope it doesn't, but it is WWE.
I answered the question last week. It's gonna go past WrestleMania.
And I asked that because after Uso, who's next?
Jay.
Yeah, the other Uso.
And then Rikishi gonna take a spear, on SmackDown, and that's gonna be that.
Samoa Joe's got to get his in there.
No, he was always the outcast.
Yeah, but he might have to lay out Nia Jax.
You know what, Drew? You are a lover of many things.
Listen. I'm just saying he might have to because she's part of the family. That's all I'm saying.
None of them you love as much as you do some good old Nyla Rose.
I don't know where Nyla Rose is coming from in this.
Wow.
We're actually talking about the Usos family, and she's part of it. Now, if she does get laid out, I know Roman's supposed to be a heel, but I will give the biggest babyface pop of the night to Roman Reigns.
Of course you will. You're a Nia Jax mark. And
No, I'm not a Nia Jax mark. You're a Nia Jax mark.
No, bro. You mark for the bad things that happen to her.
That's not a mark.
Yeah. You're marking for the wrong reasons. If Nia Jax got hit by a Metro, you wouldn't be sad.
I would mourn the Metro because you know that shit got fucked up.
What kind of conversation are we having right now?
You hating on my girl for no reason.
Listen, man. You got 2 consoles coming. How can you be down about anything?
Yeah, I know, right?
I don't know, man.
Nia who?
Well, yo, going back to that real quick. The damn email for Target said the 11th to the 16th for the Series X, and I'm pissed.
It's a window,
Shit, well, I took days off of work.
You bound to have one of them on launch.
The other one is coming via Amazon.
Ooh, them boys, man. I don't know.
Yeah, they're gonna beat the shit out of that fucking that box. You better make sure you check it first.
Yo, do they know what it is?
They don't give a fuck, man. They're gonna give it an elbow top rope.
I was gonna say if they know what it is, they're not beating it up. They're not doing that.
They're gonna walk on your porch and just fucking chuck that shit at the door.
If they know what it is, they're gonna steal it.
You're gonna open up maybe like, why is there a regular PlayStation in my fucking box?
Somebody said they ordered a PS5 from Walmart, and when they opened it up, it was 2 bricks inside. Or rather.
Hey, look, I don't know what the Xbox weighs, but the PS5 is 10 pounds.
I think that the Xbox is like 9 point something.
9 point. Okay, so then just know that.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's gonna get a box of the PS2 and PS3 inside of it.
Wow.
Adds up.
I'm afraid the total compute power does not add up.
Right.
So I got Abby's.
Yep. From Abby.
So I got Abby's comment queued up. His question. In honor of the steaming turd of a faction known as Retribution, I've come up with some additional names for its members. Cock rings with a Z. Ballsack. Grundle. Taint. Mr. Pibb. And Swervy Lee.
Oh. Oh, wow.
What else you guys got?
Taking personal jabs, huh?
Would you go twat waffle?
Twat Waffle would definitely be a good name for one of their members.
Or what
I'd even go Pussing Slit.
Big Daddy
What's that?
Big Daddy V?
Oh, goddamn. Rest in peace. Nobbler. That just sounds dirty. Matt Patricia. That could be one.
The Atlanta Falcon. Does it like they give up leads?
Dank Biscuit.
I'll take it.
That sounds nasty.
Uop Jeff.
Oh, he's not gonna like that.
I just hear Michael Cole saying his name.
Even though that motherfucker went on Halloween as Bane, so he's already got the fucking Retribution mask.
There it is. Full circle. Full circle. Did you all have anything else?
I got nothing else.
I know Swerve doesn't. So with that, we are out this piece.
I gotta go to the bathroom and give back to the community.
All right, man. Thank you for sharing. Always, you can find us on SoundCloud.com, SoundCloud app. You can find us on YouTube as well. We are there also. Apple Podcasts. We're also there. You can listen to this and every other episode of the No Pyro podcast. We do this every Tuesday, sometimes Wednesday. Sometimes we miss a week. Life happens. But we will be back next week to preview. That's right, preview Clash of Champions. My name is Total Mac, aka TVD Mac, aka Sick Flair. 4 Swervily, aka 2 Sub Swerve, aka Swervy. Well, 1 Sub Swerve. And a quick story about that. I bought one of the Swervy subs. So I now. So I could be 2 sub consoles, 2 Mac. I don't know. You come up with something. Hit us up on Twitter and give me a new AKA. I got 2 subs. I got 2 consoles. So you let me know.
Might start calling you Quad Corbin here, man. I don't know.
Quad Corbin?
No, I didn't say Quad Corbin.
Oh.
Unless you want to be named after him, you go right ahead.
No, I'm not feeling that man attire, so no, don't do that. I mean, I ain't feeling that at all. Not at all, Daddy. For 1 Sub Swerve, for Swervy Amos, for Yoko Tuna. I'm fucking everything up. That should be AKA, not 4. But anyway, also for No Chill Drew, aka EGB, aka Applebee's Don, aka we are out this bitch like a light. Like a light. Holler at us next week. Until then, deuces.